they tell you you're ambitious, it's more a shade than a compliment. Hi guys, hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Paula, and if you're new here, you're welcome. If you're not new here, you're welcome back. If you're new here, I want to say subscribe, but I would like you to go through like my previous videos and see if there's something for you here. And if there is, please subscribe. This video, which you can find here, I talk about unhealthy expectations, and I talk about how you take the pressure off, and that is the unhealthy pressure. But the truth is, you know how yada yada yada, diamonds cannot be made unless out of pressure and all of that. There is healthy pressure, and I feel like that is the kind that we should put ourselves under, not because other people are saying we should have this, but because we ourselves aspire to be so much better, and so we have to do better to be better. So I feel like that kind of pressure is the kind that we should find a way to work with, find a way to harness, to make sure that we're our best selves. That's what I want to talk about today. Where I come from, a girl should not be too loud, a girl should not be too ambitious. If they tell you you're ambitious, it's more a shade, and I think it should be a compliment. I don't know if it's just me, let me know. If they tell you you are ambitious, is it a shade or a compliment? Let me know in the comment section. It's coming from a place where I've been told I shouldn't be too loud, and I don't mean loud like physically loud, I mean like my voice should not be heard. Like I should not make too much noise, I should not say too much about what I want or what I want to change or what I don't like. But let me tell you guys something, since I found my voice, and I'm still finding it, there's still rooms that I enter and quick, right? But I feel like I'm in a much better place than I was before. And since I found my voice, like I have not been able to stop talking about louding it. Like I want it to be louder. I want to speak and things change. I want to make moves and things happen. I want to be that kind of woman. And for the longest time I have, in fact, if you had asked me a few years back what I wanted to be, I did not exactly know, but I did know the type of woman I wanted to be. And it's the type that changes things, the type that makes policy, the type that sees a wrong and fixes it, or like sees a gap and fills it. I didn't know the road that was going to get me there. I wasn't clear on that, but I knew that this was the kind of woman I wanted to be in society, in my family, in my church, in my gang, whatever. I wanted to be the one with the louding voice, and I did not know that was, I didn't put it that way, because the louding voice is from a book by Abidari that I love, that I just read. And if you're on my email list, I actually shared the book under recommendations, which I do in every email. So if you're not on my email list, you can join using the link in the comments. But anyways, The Girl with the Louding Voice is an amazing book. Thank you, Ashley. It talks about Adoni, who is like this really bush girl who finds her voice, who wants a louding voice. And I found myself thinking, like, with all the opportunities that I have, why do I want to silence myself? Why do I want to keep playing small? And that's what I want to talk about today. In this video, I'm going to talk about the steps you can take to get heard. Maybe I should start with my own story. I wasn't always confident girl that would come on camera and be talking about the things going on in her life. I was once that girl with the insecurities. Am I pretty enough? Am I smart enough? Am I liked enough? Do people like me? What do I have to do for people to like me? And at that point, I would have really benefited from somebody telling me you don't need to be anybody else for people to like you. You just have to be you. I'm not talking about the you people that are rude and say that's just how I am. But like, be yourself. If you're not the loud type, don't be loud. If you're not the swimming type, don't swim so that the swimmers would like you and things like that. So I had insecurities for the longest time, and it did not end in my teenage years. As a married woman, I still had those insecurities. Because that fear of truly showing yourself in case they reject you. You'd rather put on a mask so that if they reject you, they're rejecting the mask really, which doesn't make sense, because the mask could really have been your real self, and then you'd be using your real self to masquerade your real self. But that fear of rejection had me keeping myself as hidden as possible. I wanted to fit in, I wanted to blend in. I didn't want to stand out. I didn't want to do anything that called too much attention to myself. I didn't want to do anything that removed me from the masses. And thinking about it now, that girl was dumb. That girl had no sense at all, and I'm so grateful that I am here instead of her, even though I'm here because of her. Not speaking up when I should have, not trying new things, allowing others to make decisions for me. I was that girl once upon a time. So I'm sharing with you what worked for me, what is still working, what I'm still working on. And what's the point of having all this potential? You're not going to do whatever it takes to put it out there to help the world, to help revolve the world. Because I don't know why we feel like it's somebody else's job to keep the world moving, to make the world a better place, to help the next person. So what is your own work on earth, right? Question that you should answer in your own time. First of all, you have to decide what you want. Remember I told you that I knew the kind of woman I wanted to be. I just didn't know how to get there. I didn't know whether I was going to get there through law or through writing or through whatever. I did not have a road to it, but I had an image in my head of what I wanted for myself. And I think that is the first step. You decide what it is you want. Do you want to be a woman that has integrity? Do you want to be the woman that is generous? Do you want to be the woman that, when the next person is falling, she knows she can grab onto you? What kind of person do you want to be? When you imagine your future self, what is she like? When you actually know what it is you want, then you can start to take steps to getting there, or at least you start to recognize the opportunities that will take you there, because not every opportunity is yours. And then using that goal or that image that you have in mind for what you want, you will now start to filter, is this opportunity right for me and is it not? You won't believe I used to be afraid of talking about self-improvement. Like, it was something shameful, like, fangirl like you, why are you talking about serious things like this? Like, I don't know the upside down way I was thinking before, but honestly, let's thank God for grace. But if I had properly imagined the woman I wanted to be, which was my best self every single time, then I would understand that personal improvement was a must, a necessary step to being that woman. But I didn't understand that then, and that's why I'm sharing this with you now, so that if you are that girl, then you can switch up quickly and level up and do the better things for yourself. After deciding what you want, the next thing is to figure out what it is that's going to take you there. So you want to be the next Okonjo-Iweala, you're going to need lots of degrees and lots of corporate experiences. You want to be the best housewife that ever moved on this earth. Then you want to be looking out for the best ways, the best systems to make sure your house is running seamlessly, cleaning schedules and cooking schedules and everything that will make your house the house of all houses. You want to be a leader in your organization, start taking courses, personal self-development, personal brand development. You need to be intentional about the steps that you're taking. Create a plan. Things don't always go the way you plan them, but it doesn't make it better to not plan. So if you have a plan, at least you know when things are not going according to plan, and then you can adjust accordingly. But if you don't have a plan at all, you're just going to be blowing whichever way anybody decides to blow you. So figuring out how you get there, it's time to check what it is that you have that can take you there. Is it the connections? Do you have friends in high places? Is it the talent? Are you creative? Are you skilled? Are you a good artist? What is it that you have that can take you there? Is it your money or your parents' money, or people who will be willing to sponsor you with capital, assuming you wanted to go the business route? If you wanted to go the creative route, is it what do you have that you can push out there to make you the woman that you envision yourself becoming? If it is connections, how can you leverage on these connections to get to that place that you have imagined yourself getting? I made the mistake of focusing so long on the things I didn't have that I was making a waste of the things that I did have, because they were there and I wasn't using them because I was too busy crying about the things that I didn't have. And looking back now, I'm grateful that I have gotten out of that mentality, but at the same time I understand that I wasted a lot of time. And if you're listening to this, then you need to stop wasting time and take stock of what it is that you have that can work for you. Is it your fashion sense? Is it your quick understanding of English? Is it how nicely you can write a speech? Is it how you can connect with people immediately? Is it how you can type? Whatever it is that comes easy to you, that's natural to you, you can use it to make your way to your best self. So next point I have is to think beyond where you are. Like, imagine again, you have to constantly have that woman in your mind. Like my future me, like my best self me, God have mercy. Like I imagine her in this really nice dress, this nice corporate dress, and heels. There's definitely heels or sneakers depending on what she's wearing. Like My future self, right? That's another video for another day. But I wake up with her in mind. I know that this is where I'm going. This is the woman I'm planning to become. So when I'm making my decisions, this woman now, did she lay out her clothes the night before? Most likely, I do that. This woman, did she read one chapter of a proper book a day? Not proper, a self-improvement book a day, because I read a lot of novels, and that's actually one of my problems, because I read so many novels and I don't read enough like self-help books. So you imagine that woman, you have a picture of her properly, and then you make decisions that she would make, that she would have made if she were you, which she is. I know it sounds cliche, but it's true. The CEO version of myself, she wakes up by 5 a.m. because, you know, she has things to do. She has moves to make, she has lives to impact, and she cannot be sleeping in, right? And then I wake up by 5 a.m. Sometimes I wake up by 5 a.m. Other times I tend to sleep a little bit longer, and then I'm now the crazy mom that is driving like a maniac trying to get her kid to school. The point is to try and keep trying, and, you know, balance. By the time you have this on paper, you already have a plan coming together. By the time you have this picture, you're on your way to not playing small, because at this point you have a plan, you know where you want to get, you know what you have to do to get where you want to get. By the time the opportunities come, you will recognize the one that's going to take you a little bit closer, because you can't get all of it in a day, but you recognize the one that will take you a little bit closer to that woman that you want to become. And now you stop playing small for yourself, because thinking little of yourself is a very dangerous place to be in. When you don't keep your word to yourself, when you say I'm going to do this today and you don't, or I'm going to try my hand at this and you don't, and you're constantly talking negative to yourself, you're constantly saying you cannot do it, you cannot try, you're not as good as this person, that is you letting yourself down. When you're playing small, you're saying, let me just do AB because I cannot possibly be able to do A to Z. That is you telling yourself you're not good enough, and you will believe yourself. That's why this place is so dangerous. You tell yourself you're small, you believe yourself that you're small, and before you know it, you're not going to leave that tiny box that you put yourself in. I've been trying to lose this baby weight, and I knew that if I didn't cut down drastically, then, you know, bikini butt gone, I'm not going to like who I'm going to be a year from now if I continue with my really bad eating habits. So I do what I must. But the bottom line here is you have to stop playing small for yourself. You have to stop playing small for the people that are coming after you, the people that will be able to do because you have, and you haven't. So how are they going to do? You have to understand that this is not just about you. Register that business, because the girl that's looking at you can see that if you can do it, then she can too. Make that move in your office space, because the girl that is looking up to you, and there are always girls looking up to you, there are always people, even if it will be your children, but so many people are looking at you and thinking, okay, this person can do it, I can. So you wake up and think about that, the people that you are helping by not playing small. You pitch that idea in your job, you know, the janitor is looking at you thinking, okay, this madam can do it, I can do it too. That business idea that you have it, the network, leverage on it. You have people that can give you capital, leverage on it. The girl that's looking at you, that wants to be you, that wants to be, that thinks that you are the epitome of womanhood, is looking at you and thinking, okay, so if she can do this, I can. One of my friends just had a really big win back to back, and you know, I imagine girls looking at her now, because Tamara, Elegant by Tamara Cosmetics, and like less than 2 months ago, she became the major distributor of Amal Botanicals in the north, and just today I got a call saying she's now a major distributor of Avila. And I know Tama because we started together. I saw her grow, I saw her, and the woman and the girl she was when I met her at 100 level would be wowed to see the woman she is now. These are people whose growth I've seen mine, I've seen my people's, and I know that it can be you. The thing with playing small is it doesn't help anybody, not you, not the generations to come, and not the people that are looking out for you. So it's time to make an impact. I don't see the point of being on this earth if we're not going to do something to change it. Raise your voice, and for you to have a loud voice, you have to take some steps. You have to do some necessary things. There are things you believe in and I might not even believe in. So when you have a voice, you can change and affect the things that you do believe in. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you're not, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.